Thursday Night Football, Bills beat the Patriots 24-10. Josh Allen, 22-33, 223. Patriots, Mac Jones, 22 of 36, 195. Patriots leading wide receiver was a cornerback. Marcus Jones had that long touchdown, 2 catches, 51 yards, and a touchdown. It doesn't tell you about everything that we're about to get into. I don't know what else does. Bills' running game was a little bit better than most days. James Cook, 64 yards. Devin Singletary, 51 yards and a touchdown combined for over 100 yards, which is something that we haven't seen a lot, is Bills running backs get over 100 yards. 2 of them got there. Ramondre, 54 rushing yards. Diggs, 92 yards and a touchdown, 7 catches. Isaiah McKenzie, 5 for 44. But again, Marcus Jones being the leading receiver for the Patriots is all you have to know. Before we just absolutely destroy the Patriots, Buffalo Bills are very good at football.
Yes.
100%. Very good at football. Josh Allen is pretty good.
As a Dolphins fan, obviously, it's very hard to hate Josh Allen. He's just, on top of being a good football player, great football player, he's just such a good person. Like, we even saw after the game that he waited, the whole stadium was pretty much empty, and he called down this Bills fan, little kid, called him all the way down, signed his jersey or something, and, like...
Signed a football for him, yeah.
Signed a football. It doesn't get much of a better person than that, and then just watching him with Diggs, like, it's so hard to hate them. Like, I can hate Matt Milano. I can't even really hate Gregory Rousseau because he's a good guy too. I can hate so many people on that team, but I can't hate those 2 guys.
Yeah, Stephon Diggs, before he joined the Bills, I was very vocal about how much I love watching him. I love his route running. I love his demeanor, his confidence. And even now with the Bills, like, even though we're rooting against them pretty much every single week, it's like, man, this is art. Watching him out there, watching Josh Allen out there. Josh Allen, that touchdown pass, getting it to Gabe Davis. Like, who has the audacity to do that? Whoever 31 is on the Patriots, I'm sure as of the time of this recording, he's getting absolutely torn to shreds for giving up on that play. Because who has the audacity to roll right anybody except Josh Allen? Roll right, throw it against your body. If 31 doesn't give up on the play, that's an interception. Easily. But it's Josh Allen. It wasn't Stephon Diggs. Gabe Davis, who's another good wide receiver for them. This team is incredible. As Dolphins fans, we hope they start to lose games, but they're so likable. They're so good. And then you have the Patriots. Then you have the offense that is constructed by none other than this absolutely lovely human being, Matt Patricia. Man, he's got to be public enemy number 1 for Patriots fans today.
Oh, he is so bad.
Just look at this. Look at that guy.
Yeah, look at that guy. Just look at that. Look at that. Like, and it's like, even Mac Jones, he's like, can we stop running the ball and pass the ball, because we suck at running the ball. And they actually
suck on offense.
They suck at offense as a whole. Like, if you watch, like, so their best receiver is Devontae Parker. And I know you disagree with that. You think it's Jacoby Myers. He does get the numbers because Jacoby Myers is the better route runner, but Parker is their best receiver overall. He can go up and catch almost any pass that's thrown to him, but the pass has to be thrown there. Mac Jones is pretty much having a similar situation with Parker that Tua had with him, and I'm only making this connection to the Dolphins because it's literally Devontae Parker, same situation. Tua did not trust his receivers to just throw up a 50-50 ball. Mac Jones seems to be having that same issue, or maybe it's Matt Patricia not wanting to do that. I don't know, but that's the type of... He's like a Mike Williams. He's a 50-50 ball pass catcher, and you're not playing to his strengths.
Yeah, I mean, I like Devontae Adams, but he does have... I keep saying Devontae Adams. Before the recording, I kept saying Devontae Adams, and that's still going to persist on. I like Devontae Parker. Well, I definitely like Devontae Adams. But I like Devontae Parker, but he was worse in the NFL last year in terms of separation. I can't imagine he's much better this year. And Matt Patricia, a defensive guy, so he shouldn't be put in this situation anyways. But he is basically the offensive coordinator, doesn't have the official title, whatever. He is the offensive coordinator. He's the one drawing up plays, I guess. Watching film, I guess. Nobody's open. They don't have playmakers, which that's not really his fault, but the offense that is drawn, it just makes zero sense. And
it's so plain.
It's really like the picture I've chosen here. Yeah, like we like to make fun of Mac Jones on the show. It's what we do, especially when there's so many guys that actually think that he's better than Tua. Like,
Oh, 100%.
we have to make fun of Mac Jones. But Mac Jones is not being given an opportunity to succeed right now. It's very similar to what we were arguing for the longest time about Tua. Mac Jones is not given an opportunity to succeed right now. His offensive line is horrible. And we've seen the offensive line deteriorate as the weeks have gone on. Two things that the Patriots always had a guarantee on. The offensive line was going to be top 5, and the secondary was going to be top 5. Neither of which are really working out for them that well this year. They've always been able to just plug in and replace guys. They've lost guys over the years. And they now have Trent Brown there at left tackle, who was supposed to be the one solidified player on the offensive line that's like, okay, he's going to back us. But he's not even playing good. He got burnt like cheese yesterday on pizza. Like, he looked terrible yesterday.
Yeah, that was absolutely garbage, bro. And he's been like that all year, and it's just like, what happened to him? Because he was so good last year, so good the year before, and it's like, where did it go? Where is your talent, bro?
I mean, it's him like the entirety of the Patriots. It's gone. The Patriots are so devoid of talent. They've refused to go out, kind of similar to the Packers, and go out and support their quarterback. We're seeing what happens when Josh Allen gets receivers. I mean, we saw firsthand yesterday what Stephon Diggs did to that Patriots defense. We're seeing Tyreek Hill now with the Miami Dolphins. In your division, you have two examples of what happens when you get your young quarterback some talent. Mac Jones has no talent on the field around him.
Even to go further than that, the Jets went out and got talent. They
Zach
drafted,
Wilson just sucks.
Zach Wilson sucks. But Garrett Wilson...
It's not a full guarantee that it's going to work.
Garrett Wilson is a really good receiver. Elijah Moore is a really good receiver. And then Breece Hall, I mean, yeah, he's out for the year, but he was that entire offense. So we saw what happens when your 3 division rivals go out and try to help your quarterback. I mean, given one quarterback just refused to, succeed.
Yeah.
But, I mean, his backup, who is succeeding very well so far in his young career... So, I mean, it's mind-boggling how stubborn Bill Belichick could be. It's like, how do you... I guess, like, he lost the Super Bowls that he had Randy Moss, and so it's like, oh, well, having offensive talent isn't everything.
But especially nowadays, it's definitely something.
But that was also
especially
10 years
with this
ago.
young quarterback.
That was 10 years ago,
Yeah.
and you had Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have Tom Brady anymore. You have a third or second-year quarterback in Mac Jones. He is not, like you said, not given the tools to succeed. He's not given the offense. If you watched how their wide receivers, the routes that they were running, it was like so plain and so basic. It's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you running? Like, there's barely any motions, and your only good running back right now is Ramondre Stevenson. He's a monster, but even then, you're not throwing him the ball until you're down by 2 or 3 scores in the end of the game.
And also, something that I saw a lot yesterday is you're running these plays on third down, and the number one target is not running a route to the first down marker. It's a 3rd and 10. You're running an 8-yard out. Like, Jacoby Myers, multiple times, I saw run an 8-yard route going out. Or, like, let's say it's 3rd and 8. It was a 6-yard out. You're not even playing to the sticks. You have to get a first down. Like, an out route has very little opportunities for yards after catch unless you're able to spin out of it and turn upfield. If you want to do that on an in route, okay, I understand. But doing these out routes short of the sticks on third down on your own side of the field makes no sense. And Mac Jones, with the lack of talent he's given, with the offensive line that he's given, this is what we've seen a lot of Mac Jones, especially in the last month. We've seen a lot of Mac Jones on the ground, picking himself up because he doesn't trust his receivers, and I'll defend him on that one. I wouldn't either. I think Jacoby Myers is the best receiver on the team. You think Devontae Parker is the better receiver on the team. I don't really think that's an argument really that's even worthy of being made because neither of them are really that good.
Neither of them should be number ones.
Neither of them are number ones. And also Nelson Aguilar. Your top 3 receivers in terms of yards yesterday were a corner/special teams guy, a rookie, and a running back. All the other wide receivers who you're paying $10 million plus for some of them for were 4th and below in terms of yards in the game. Didn't get into the end zone. How are you thinking you're going to win with what you got here? And something that Jay said in the chat yesterday is like either be good or suck. They're in the middle because they still have Belichick. They're still well coached with Bill Belichick, He is one of the greatest coaches of all time, and they do have some things going on right for them. Mac Jones isn't going to make a whole bunch of mistakes. They have a great special teams unit, even though that cost them the game against the Vikings, and they have some good individual players. But it's not good enough to really make a serious playoff push, but it's not bad enough to get them in a spot where they have a top 10, top 5 pick.
And to go on your earlier statement, or the mental mistakes of not getting to the sticks, we even saw Mac Jones when he scrambled, and he scrambled for like 9 yards and slid down before the sticks. And it's like, yeah, he was about to get smacked, but, I mean, you're trying to win the game. Go for it, bro.
Yeah.
And
also the way that the situational play calling at the end of the first half,
so bad.
The 2 timeouts there, where Mac Jones has to call the timeout, waste 5 seconds off the clock, and then you run a draw play that takes off your second timeout. You're not able to get the ball closer. Then Nick Folk misses the kick short. If you had played the clock a little better, you're probably getting an extra play out of that. And even if that's a yard, even if that's a half of a yard, that ball's going in. It hits off the crossbar and bounces out. If that's just a foot closer to the end zone, that ball goes in. Mm-hmm. And it's just reminiscent of what we've seen from the Patriots all year long. And while Bill Belichick, yes, greatest coach of all time, has those 6 Super Bowl rings, I'm not going to be a biased Dolphins fan. I'll let you do that. He is the greatest coach of all time. It's a results business. It's a results business. 6 Super Bowls. It's a results business.
Not the winningest coach of all time, though.
Doesn't matter. 6 Super Bowls. That's what matters. And I could care less. You go 16-0 every single year, but there's no Super Bowls. How good is it? Anyways. He has not adapted. He has not adapted to what the NFL is today. You need playmakers. You need to go all in or all out.
You know who
he
did
is
adapt?
never that. Do what?
You know who did adapt to the new NFL?
Who's that?
Don Shula.
Shut up. He's got his 6 Super Bowls. He's very comfortable with where he is with his legacy. So what does he go out and do? Oh, my 2 former coordinators. Okay, figure the offense out. Joe Judge, Matt Patricia. My son, do something. God knows what. I couldn't even.
I mean, we know it. We know it's Bill calling the defense, and that's why
he's got former players, former coordinators, all around his team. He has not gone out and seek to get these top young minds, these emerging minds on the offensive side of the ball. Where we see Mike McDaniel travel around with Kyle Shanahan and finally get his head coaching opportunity because he understands the offensive side of the ball. Belichick is not going out there and trying to find these next guys that he could groom to be one of these next amazing head coaches. He's content with having his son, with these former players, with these defensive or special teams coordinators coaching the offensive side of the ball. He's content with having a corner/special teamer be the team's leading wide receiver. This is a team that's not in a place where they're going anywhere soon. It was kind of like we saw a period for 3 or 4 years where the Saints, even with Drew Brees, they were always stuck in 7-9 and 9-7. Miami Dolphins, we saw them 7-9,
for the
9-7
20 years
every single year, and nothing came of it. And Bill Belichick's at a point in his life now. Why does he continue to coach? What more do you have to gain? You're not winning a Super Bowl with this roster. Now, if the rumors are true and Brady does coming back, this is a different conversation that we'll have at that point. As this team stands, this team is not in a spot to win a Super Bowl anytime soon. Why would Belichick stay beyond this season?
Yeah, I don't know. And the only reason I could really think of is if the rumors are true and Brady does return, because he is a free agent, and you can get a healthy return for Mac Jones right now.
Yeah, you probably could.
You could probably get a solid mid-first round pick, maybe more, if you sell off Mac Jones. With that, you have Brady back on roster. You have Mac Jones pretty much twin as a backup in Bailey Zappi. And who knows if at that point maybe Edelman unretires because he hasn't ruled out coming back.
Are you referencing that video of that Boston fan yesterday?
No.
Yes, you are.
I'm not. But
we'll get Brady. We'll get Edelman back. We'll get Gronk back. Yes,
Gronk's not coming back. No. Even if he is, he's under contract with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so he's.
Yeah, but if he wants to go, they'll let him go.
Yeah, but it'll be a trade again. But
a 7th round pick.
Whatever. But yeah,
that's not. I don't think that's happening. And I also, for the record, I don't think Brady's coming back.
I think Brady retires after this season.
I don't think he does.
You think he wants to come back and win some or prove that he's not a loser?
I mean, he doesn't have his wife hanging over him anymore, telling him to retire. He's like, okay, let me see what I got. Especially since I think he can look at this season and justify this season as I wasn't locked in at the beginning. We're an old football team. We're missing some pieces, and we don't have a good head coach. I think he can justify it in his mind to say this season, or Brady moves on to another team. I'm not sure which it is. Probably, maybe even both. But I think Brady can justify it in his mind, saying, "Look, this is a mulligan. This is not my. I don't want my final season to be a mess like this, where I'm taking so much attention away from the team, and I don't want to go out potentially a losing record."
You know what would be crazy, though, is if he did go back to the Patriots, how stacked would that division be? I mean, it's already a stacked division as it is.
I don't know. I mean, as great as Brady is, I don't know how much better off the Patriots would be. Unless they went out and then supported him with weapons.
Well, I doubt he goes back without getting
I'm sure
weapons.
That's something they would talk about before.
That was the whole reason he left. That was the entire reason he left. People joke around that, Giselle didn't like the cold. She was there for how many years? She doesn't give a crap about the cold.
I think she started to get more in Brady's ear as the years have gone on. That's what led to their eventual divorce. He just stopped listening.
Well, supposedly the final straw was that he didn't tell her about the Miami Dolphins thing.
I think the final straw was him coming back playing football.
Well, they were going through the divorce at that point.
No, they were not. He agreed to come back and play, and then that's when they stopped living together, like a week or so later.
I saw like multiple reports from like Tom Pelissero and Ian Rappaport that said that the Dolphins thing was the final straw. But anyways, so
he's not coming to the Dolphins. We know that.
He's not coming to the Dolphins. We know that. We got our guy. Hopefully. But I think, that not having weapons in the Patriots offense is one of the main reasons that he eventually walked to the Buccaneers, who arguably had two of the best weapons in the league at the time when he switched. I mean, what other team at that point in time, back in, when did he go, 2019, 2020?
Something like that, yeah.
So
first COVID season.
It was the first COVID. So what other team had a solidified top two receivers that had over 1,200 yards each?
It's actually funny because 6 months prior to that happening, when the rumors first, maybe not 6 months, maybe like 4 months, but when the rumors first started circulating, I was actually sitting at a table right out there. They're doing some renovation there now, but I was sitting at a table right there, and we were all discussing, like, where do we think Brady's going to go? I said the Chargers. Somebody said, God knows what team, probably like the 49ers or somebody. And there was one guy that sat there and said, Tampa Bay makes a lot of sense. And we all laughed at him for like 5 seconds. They're like, wait a minute. That does actually make some sense. But then we continued to laugh at him a little bit. And then it ends up happening where we're like, yo, he was right. He ends up going to Tampa. I think he might move on after this season. I can see like the 49ers grabbing him and having Trey Lance sit another year. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think he goes back to the Patriots, but the Patriots right now for sure are an absolute mess. They're not good enough to get to the playoffs. They're not bad enough to get a top 10 pick. The offense is a mess thanks to Matt Patricia. Mac Jones is not being supported and is already not that athletically gifted as it is. So Patriots are a mess, and as Dolphins fans, it's pretty fun to watch.